The Cardinals return to the city they called home for 39 years. But we know Chicago now belongs to the Bears. Can the Cardinals fly away with the win? Find out next on EA Sports.
The good news is that the winds aren't as violent as they were yesterday in Chicago, but it's still pretty darn cold. To be expected, I guess, for December football at Soldier Field. This was the scene a moment ago as the Bears emerged from their tunnel. Ready for football are they, and ready for football are we as the Bears get set to match up with the Arizona Cardinals. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Cardinals here, the streak continues, doesn't it? They come in here a perfect 11-0. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. Taking it about the 1. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. The 40. The 20. He will take this all the way. Touchdown, Arizona.
Oh, I know how I feel.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Now Matt Prater for the point after. And the Cardinals will go up 7-0. So how about that for an intriguing start? The opening kickoff of the ball game, return for a touchdown. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff.
We play to win.
And the Bears offense making their way out now for their first drive with Justin Fields, the rookie from Ohio State, at quarterback.
And he's been, in my mind, the best player in the NFL at this point of the season. And I think if you polled folks with a ballot, and I certainly have one, I think they'd say he's the front runner for MVP. So now it comes down to finishing out the season strong. And a good game here would certainly strengthen his case.
On first down, it's Fields. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Fields. Being chased out left. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. Out of the gun, Fields. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And he will have the Bears first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards. And CD, defensively, you're going against a hot quarterback coming off a 3-touchdown game in their victory a week ago. Well, what's the big key for them to try to slow him down?
You ask all the tough questions, don't you, partner? Because with this guy, if you blitz him, he takes advantage of that man coverage and burns you. But if you bring on those extra DBs, he sits back there and does what he wants. To me, it's going to be those DBs. When they catch the ball, big-time tackles really put it on those receivers.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. On the give, this is Cohen. Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down. From the gun, here's Fields. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. Arizona Cardinals offense coming out here for the first time, and you get a peek at Kyler Murray. The dangerous offensive weapon now in his 3rd season in the National Football League.
And he's been, in my mind, the best player in the NFL at this point of the season. And I think if you polled folks with a ballot, and I certainly have one, I think they'd say he's the front runner for MVP. So now it comes down to finishing out the season strong. And a good game here would certainly strengthen his case.
And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling. Brandon, I think we can see early on they're making a concerted effort to get him the football. So to me, that means they like the matchup that they have. They feel like he's better than the guys that are covering him. 2 plays, 2 passes. We'll see if they go back to that well. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Out of the gun, here's Murray. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Now Murray off play action. They'll roll him out right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The CD, this offense at 11-0 now on the year. A few weeks ago, I remember asking you what kind of percentage chance that you thought they had at staying unbeaten the entire season. I think you said 25%. I'd imagine that number probably grown since then. Touchdown, Cardinals! A great effort there. 59 yards. And the Cardinals will extend their lead. Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find them at the wide receiver position, and that was special there. And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
Extra point good by Prater, and that'll make the score 14-0. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and the Cardinals cap it with a touchdown. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
Let's go, fellas.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. Fields. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive INT. On 2nd and 10, Fields. The screen pass here to Cohen. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Back in Chicago, ready for the second quarter. It's the Bears in possession as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. A shotgun snap, Fields. And this is going to be incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And you figure this should be a healthy, a rested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
Here's Murray from midfield. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Cardinals. A great play there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Cardinals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. It's so easy to focus on the speed and elusiveness of Kyler Murray, but as he shows right there, don't sleep on the arm strength.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
Prater for the extra point, and it's now 21-0. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays, the long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. And after the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by Nickel Roby-Coleman. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
Well, the football back in the hands of the Arizona Cardinals. Well, these guys hardly got a chance to catch their breath after the quick turnover, but I doubt they're complaining much.
Especially with the field position they get to start with. I wouldn't be complaining either. I'd want to get right back out there and get after them because now you have an opportunity to make a big play. I'd say let's be aggressive and go after him.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. A great effort there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Cardinals are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Well, you talk about a team coming into an opposing stadium and just taking the life right out of a crowd. That's what we're witnessing here. 27-0, Charles.
And this defense, they've just looked completely unprepared for what's been thrown at them. And you know they're supposed to adjust series to series. That has not happened for them, so I don't think halftime adjustments are going to help a heck of a lot. They are in major trouble unless they figure out something really fast.
Extra point good by Prater. And the route is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it. Here comes Justin Fields and the rest of the Bears offense. In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They run. This is Cohen. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. The Bears on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Now it's Fields. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it could be much better than that. They've got to feel.
He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Cardinals. DeAndre Hopkins. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Cardinals open the lead up to 34-0. Well, and CD, we have certainly seen this guy make some magic with the ball in his hands. He was top 10 in the NFL last year in yards after the catch.
Yeah, and that was sheer determination right there. He decided before the play, if there was a sliver, he was going to take advantage of it. Looked the ball in, turned on the jets, and took it all the way.
Prater for the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25. Now let's discuss Antonio Brown as he heads back out there now. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? Second quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us, but sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want.
Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. Chandler Jones in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season. I don't care if you're taking it in round 1, you're undrafted, whatever. As a rookie quarterback in this league, you're going to have games where you face adversity like this.
Lessons. All the time you're going to face these lessons. The key for this guy is, will he be able to bounce back in the next one? Because right now, this has not been his game.
Back quite a ways here, facing 2nd and 19.
Hey, 25 the mic. We're going 25 the Watch the run.
On the handoff, it's Cohen. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
Sometimes it's just not your day. Here's another failure right there on third down.
Here's Michael Pilardi now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. This is taken at the 23. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Murray. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds.
And that's a nice job of working his way open down in the red zone. Looked that one in and then made a beeline for the pylon. He didn't quite get there, and you want to give him a little extra for the effort. But instead, he sets his guys up in excellent shape with a 1st and goal.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
58, boys, 58, 58, Mike. Danny.
Murray now to throw. He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. A great play there. On his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Cardinals have taken a 6-touchdown lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point good by Prater, and that will extend this big lead. A drive there of just 4 plays, and it winds up in a touchdown for Arizona. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it. Tariq Cohen and the rest of the offense heading back out there. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you got a chance to come back to him when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
Now, still time for him here as we sit in the second quarter. On first down, Fields. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Robert Alford. And the Cardinals are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. After the turnover, here's Murray. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. Touchdown. A big play there. 50 yards. And the Cardinals add on.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Yeah, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. Prater for the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One play drive and into the end zone for 6. And after the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25. Back onto the field now comes the wideout Antonio Brown. With them losing here in the second quarter and his limited productivity so far, you'd have to think they're going to try to look to him a little bit more, right?
I would guess you would start to see maybe some quick screens, some hitches, anything to get the ball in his hands quickly and let him try and do some damage after the catch. Or maybe just flip some formations and keep him isolated where it's more of a one-on-one route and get the ball to him.
I say just 4 verts, right?
Hey, why not? 4 verts, one of the best routes in football. Hard to cover each guy all the way along the route.
So far, just 1 catch for him. He's going deep for Brown. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Fields going to hold on to it. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the 1st as the tackle is made at the 33. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room. It got his man, complete. Touchdown, Cardinals. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Cards would extend their lead here just before halftime. And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And we often talk about hang time for punts, but in this case, we should probably calculate the hang time on that throw, because that one hung up there for a long time and managed to keep going and going until it found its target.
Extra point good by Prater. And the route is on here in this first half. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. 4 seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away. This is Jakeem Grant. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Well, the white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Cardinals out in front. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things definitely getting interesting around the NFL as we begin the month of December. So let's get right to it. We'll begin in South Florida. It's not retirees or snowbirds, but it is New Yorkers traveling down to the Sunshine State. The Giants in town to take on Miami. And it's the Dolphins who are out in front in the second quarter. Devontae Parker, a touchdown reception. From there, we head up to the Motor City to check in on the Lions at home at Ford Field. And it's the visiting Minnesota Vikings who have the lead in that one at halftime. Kirk Cousins has fired 3 touchdown passes. Finally, let's get down to Houston. Check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And you can see there it's the visiting Colts who have the lead in that one. Carson Wentz has thrown a couple of touchdown passes there. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Cardinals. And their quarterback's got to be icing his arm in that locker room as we speak. He is on pace to shatter some long-standing records if this pace keeps up. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they were on the other end of the spectrum in terms of passing efficiency. That's going to need to improve in the second half to come. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in the second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point. The Cards with the lead, and they will get this football first as the second half gets started. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it. The Bears offense set to go to begin the third quarter. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely, but you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31. From the 31, Fields eluding the pressure right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
To throw again on second down, Fields. And he finds his tight end, Graham. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Here we go. Here we go.
Back to throw, Fields. And that will be incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Kyler Murray going to lead the Cardinals back out on offense. And he's been magnificent as we start to roll on all these touchdown passes he's had so far. It's been fun to watch.
It's been almost poetic, hasn't it? Captain, my captain. And this captain is playing so well and leading his team. As you mentioned, the great number of touchdown passes. He's looking really, really sharp.
Now maybe he just wants to add to that total, right?
And why not? More the merrier.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And last time, the formula was pretty simple. One-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one-play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
We got to get the ball, D. Get the ball right here.
Now Murray. Rolling to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
They've been trying and trying, but they haven't sacked him yet. He's been able to get away and make plays. Tried to make another one downfield right there, but to no avail. They'll have to keep up the pursuit, though, and not let him get hot.
He's going to go up top again. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. And he goes diving to get as much as he can following a big gain. A nice little cherry on top there at the end. A huge play there for Arizona. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Connor, and he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. James Conner, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Cards continue to pour it on. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get them over the goal line.
Prater on to add the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was a touchdown run by James Conner that was the exclamation mark. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Glad you're with us from Soldier Field in Chicago. 3rd quarter here, 2nd and 10. Fields now to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now Fields. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Buda Baker with a pick. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Shotgun now from Murray. Flush to his right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. A great play there. There to make the grab. And the Cards use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. I don't even know what to say anymore. I mean, I've lost track of how many times he's been in the end zone. This is just flat unbelievable.
Doesn't matter whether you have an abacus, a calculator, just old-fashioned pencil and paper trying to total it up. The number is staggering. What a performance. This man knows how to find the end zone and make it count.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
Let's go!
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. To throw is Fields. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Taking it about the 16. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Cardinal offense takes back over. And last time out, another touchdown, and I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport. The roads will be fairly clear
by the time
we have to leave the booth.
On 1st and 10, here's Murray. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. Touchdown. A big play there. 57 yards. And the Cardinals get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. And that, boys and girls, is an NFL record. 6th touchdown reception. The record has stood since 1950. What a game.
How about that? Because so many things have to go right in order for it to happen. Not just him catching the passes. Someone delivering it accurately. Offensive line giving him time to throw the ball. A true team record. But he stands above it because he was on the receiving end of so many great plays.
Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here's Michael Pilardi now, standing just about on his own goal line. That's taken on the 25. A terrific return, 30 yards all in all. And the Cardinals, great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. Murray now on 1st down, sliding out of the pocket. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
After what they faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Murray dancing to his left. Murray has the 1st down and more. And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the 3rd quarter. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Here we go, D. Get off the field.
Throwing on 1st down is Murray. Touchdown, Cardinals. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Cardinals add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. Prater for the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. And after the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Chicago offense set to get started. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Fields throw pulled in by Robinson here. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Hey, 25 the mic. We're going 25 the mic.
Here's Fields. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Nikel Roby-Coleman. And they will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Extra point good by Prater, and that will extend this big lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
There we go.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Throwing again on 2nd down. Fields got a man. It's Brown. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. On first down, it's Fields. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked out and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Fields. That's complete to Mooney. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 32-yard line.
What we got?
From the gun, here's Fields. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack. Throwing on 2nd and long. Fields. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is recovered by the Cardinals.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through. And that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out. The football going back over to Arizona now. And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable fourth quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery. On 1st and 10 is Connor. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Powering his way forward. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A big play there. Thought they were going to have him down a lot earlier, but he was able to shed that tackle.
Shows the value of the weight room, doesn't it? Shows the value of the attitude when you run the football. Don't go down easily. Break a few tackles, gain some additional yardage.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Chase Edmonds. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Now Prater to add the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Well, it wasn't a one-play drive, but I think they'll take it. The scoring summary, 2 plays and into the end zone. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
Let's go!
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it now because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Meanwhile, Fields' throw there, complete to Mooney. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Fields' throw complete here to his receiver, Brown. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Double dog, that's the way. At 25 to the
A shotgun snap, Fields. Flushed out right. And he'll go down at the 28. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. On 2nd and very short, Fields. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And oh no, it's incomplete. Well, it's a touchdown if he holds on, but somehow took his eyes off of it, falls to the ground, and brings up 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And this won't get there, won't be on line either. It's no good, off to the right, but there is a flag down. He might get another shot at this. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10. Fields. And Graham's got it, complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's a 2nd down. Now it's Fields. And now here is another interception. Jalen Thompson picks it, and the Cards are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there, and gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't, and also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Murray's going to look to throw this thing. Blowing that play up, Roquan Smith as he gets the sack. So it's a win here for the Arizona Cardinals. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra.